we go. I think. Everyone there? Anyone there? Ba-ba. Let me know if you guys can hear, see me okay, etc. Looks. Can y'all hear me? I'm always waiting to get that first person who says, yes, we can hear you okay. There we go. All right. Thanks, guys. I'm assuming that this is, it doesn't actually say on their website like they're going to show it here. It just says at 8 p.m. Eastern time. I looked to see if they had a feed on YouTube. If they do, I didn't see it. So we'll see. I saw someone saying they hope this is better than the Jay Leno live stream. I think this will be much better. I'm certainly excited to see this. To me, this feels like the first legitimate reveal that we've seen of a real major competitor. So, yeah, I think Rivian is pretty legit, but I'm really looking forward to seeing what GM can put together. Yeah, I saw Calvin. I saw your tweet, your recap of the tweet there between Elon Musk and somebody about the Starlink being deployable at high speeds. That's pretty exciting. All right. We'll see. I'm gonna see we'll see what happens at 3 minutes. All right. Once it ticks down to the beginning, hopefully something happens here. I'm afraid that I have this fear that it's just gonna get down to zero and the screen's just gonna go black, and I'm gonna be sitting here going, "Well, thanks for coming. I guess this was worse than the Jay Leno live stream." Yeah, well, we'll see what the bet is like on this. I think they're really designing this to be much more in the mid-size truck range. So I've got a, whatever, I think 5.5 foot bed on my Tacoma, and it's useful, but it's not a real work truck. So I think this is they're not going there. I think it's smartly they're not trying to go after that full size truck right off the bat. So Irv, welcome. All right, here we go. 1 minute, T minus 1 minute 45 and counting. My fear is, a lot of these reveals, they don't start right on time. So I'm afraid we'll just keep getting just a blank screen and I won't know, like, okay, am I supposed to go somewhere else? I do have some other links over here or another link to another channel. So if it starts there but not here, I'll know I'm in the wrong place. Thank you, Mercy. I appreciate you liking my content. Ba, 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 bum. All right. Don't disappoint me. I guess this is the World Series is going on. That's how little I follow baseball. I don't even know who's in the World Series. I literally follow baseball zero. I don't know what to do to kill the time between now and when this starts. I don't have much to say about it because I don't know much about it. Except that I'm excited there's finally a new competitor. Competition seems to make Tesla work a little bit harder. So that's my theory on competition. It's a good thing. Oh yeah. Washouts, the bane of off-roading. Oh, it is going to start shortly. One thing I like to do, I guess, it depends where you're going off-roading, but I usually like to have backups. What happened? It did something. Oh, okay, here we go. Oh, can you hear the
real
audio?
revolutionaries? The ones that change the game forever. Understand that strength is never enough.
Oh, great. This is what happens when you don't see it on YouTube.
That's how true greatness is realized. That is how you change the world.
Introducing the world's first all-electric Cybertruck, the revolutionary GMC Hummer EV. With no limits, no emissions, and no equals, it will leave everything you thought possible in a cloud of dust. The quiet revolution begins with the nearly silent all-electric propulsion system that offers 1,000 horsepower, 11,500 pound-feet of torque. And for the brave souls who dare to engage watts to freedom, the thrill of accelerating 0 to 60 in approximately 3 seconds. The innovation continues with the next generation of Super Cruise, a driver assistance feature that offers hands-free driving with automatic lane changing on compatible roads. And for remarkable driving precision, Hummer EV is engineered with segment-exclusive four-wheel steering to reduce turning radius and enhance overall maneuverability.
That's pretty impressive.
Want the leading edge of electric vehicle technology? We engineered the Detroit-built Hummer EV with Ultium batteries and drive units to maximize energy storage for an estimated range of 350 plus miles. And with 800-volt DC fast charging up to 350 kilowatts, you can charge nearly 100 miles in just 10 minutes. Things get even more revolutionary when you head off the pavement, because off-road dominance is engineered into every aspect of the GMC Hummer EV. It all starts with towering ground clearance, made possible by specially engineered 35-inch tires for an optimal balance of on- and off-road performance. And it's 37-inch tire capable for those who demand even more. With customizable drive modes, Hummer EV puts a whole new level of off-road mastery at your fingertips. Want to take on the toughest obstacles? Initiate the available first-of-its-kind Extract mode, and Hummer EV activates its adaptive air ride suspension to lift approximately 6 inches. That's revolutionary breakout capability. For driving information in real time, UltraVision offers a segment-leading number of camera views with up to 18, including underbody forward and rear-facing cameras. So you can enhance performance, maximize capability, and leave the world behind. But we didn't stop there. With a revolutionary new setting called Crab Walk, Hummer EV has the ability to drive diagonally for an agility no other truck can match. And full underbody armor and rock sliders help make Hummer EV ready to conquer even the toughest terrains. It's innovation engineered to ensure domination. But Hummer EV is much more than an off-road beast. From the distinctive signature of its 6-bar grille to its micro-optic welcome, walkaway, and battery charging animations, every aspect of the Hummer EV has been designed to look and act unlike anything out there. Hummer EV delivers an unprecedented combination of innovation and luxury. The industry-leading infinity roof, transparent sky panels, and rear drop glass give the Hummer EV an immersive open-air design so you can experience the world like never before, or even the universe for that matter. The first and only one of its kind, Hummer EV.
Turn it down a little bit. Supposedly my volume now is equal with the...
Be among the first to own the revolutionary Hummer EV. Reserve your all-electric Cybertruck now at gmc.com.
Was that it? I think that was it. They're not doing a bunch of other stuff. They're just doing that. It was just a commercial? Oh, come on. What a letdown. I thought they were going to show the actual vehicle. Oh, guys, that's not a reveal. That's a commercial. Let me see if there's something else here. Maybe I'm missing something. Yeah, I guess that was it. Yeah, no release date, no price. Well, that was, I mean, okay, so that was something, but boy, that was not what I would have thought that they were going to do. They didn't even do a vehicle reveal. That is really a bummer. Yeah, no price, no release date. Nothing. Yeah, except just commercial. It looks awesome. So I would be really surprised if it's going to come in under, man, I'd be surprised if it was going to come in under 80 grand. I think what they're really trying to do is they're trying to run directly for the same kind of people that would buy a Raptor or a Ram TRX. Cause I think it's going to be pretty off-road capable. And it's got some really cool features like the roof thing, but they didn't really cover that much. I mean, this wasn't much. Kind of, man. Did you see that? Salil, did you see a price somewhere? Oh, there's a reserve. Oh, reserve now. Okay. Let's look. How do I... So let me see if I refresh this. Reserve now. Okay. So choose your trim. Okay. Yep. Like I thought. Entry level, 80 grand. So let's see. 2 motors with 250 miles. Okay. So now we see this is why it's hard to compete with Tesla. Okay, so let's see what you get with does that include the rebate? The $79,995. Let's see, there's like a little see this little, oh, I hover over it. What does it do? Nothing. I can't tell if that includes the rebate or not. So you have the one that's high performance with 3 motors. It is 112,000. Jesus. Yeah. So entry level at 79, 89, 99. So you don't get a 3 motor until you get to 99. Now look, they are including torque vectoring in their EV3X. So I'm wondering if they're going to have both, if they're going to have torque vectoring and four-wheel steering. So let's see. Four-wheel steer is not available. Doesn't look like you get four-wheel steering in the $80,000 one. So in order to get the four-wheel steering, you are talking about 90 grand. So, wow. Oh, GM's out of the federal tax credits. I forgot because the Bolt. Oh, man. Wow. Okay, so you get Super Cruise capability. I don't know what that means. 22-inch wheels. Yeah, you get the infinity roof, but 2 motors, 625 horsepower, no specs, but I'm assuming you don't get into the high speed, the 3 seconds until you get 3 motors. So I would guess it's probably with 2 motors, it's going to be similar to the 2-motor Cybertruck in terms of acceleration. Do you guys see any here? I see no specs on towing, payload. Okay, let's see if I just go into one of these. Choose my dealer. Okay. Yeah, I don't think it's going to. Yeah, it doesn't. I'm trying to see. I don't see anywhere where it has any specs on towing and payload. Let's see. No dealers. No, none of these. Nothing about the specs. This is it. That's all you get. So 0 information on towing or payload, which if it was good, it would be on here. So you can tell a lot by what they don't show. And they're not talking about payload and they're not talking about towing. They're not talking about the dimensions of the bed. So it's really much more gearing towards that mid-size Tacoma, Ranger type size. Okay, so let's see here. Yeah, no weight. Oh, dealer, yeah, no dates, right? Fall of... Oh, I didn't even notice the dates. Look at that. Holy crap. So the first one, fall of 2021, you can't get the less expensive one until 2024. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see. Yeah, dates. Engineering Explained just released a 20-minute info. Okay. About 0. Yeah, this was not much of a reveal. Yeah, this is wow. I'm glad you guys pointed out the dates. I completely missed that. So you're not going to be able to get any of the cheap trucks until, what's cheap? 80,000 until 2024. Wow. What can you say? That's about all there is to it. Let's see. Yeah. I'm stunned. I'm stunned that the price is so high, and it doesn't look to me, it looks to me like the only thing that it really is going to have an advantage over the Cybertruck is the 4-wheel steering. And if Cybertruck ends up, honestly, I put that on my list as something that I'd like to have, but I don't think it's a huge deal. Certainly not for most people. We've spent all of our life getting used to, using a regular truck and navigating with it. I think most people are going to be fine with it if it doesn't even have torque vectoring. But to me, it seems like you should be able to do it pretty easily with at least the 3-motor one and maybe the 2-motor one as well. So yeah, outside of that, I mean, the Cybertruck beats it in price, performance, range. Let's see. Yeah, 350 miles of range versus 500 for the tri-motor. I mean, so only this one has more range than the dual motor. So the dual motor, for 50 grand. It's half the price. Holy crap. Man. I'm glad this came out after Cybertruck. I'm afraid Elon would have had the prices be 10 grand more on the Cybertruck. Okay, so let's see here. Oh yeah, autopilot. Like they have their Super Cruise, but that's just basically lane keeping and lane change, highway level self-driving. Could this realistically do off-roading with that mileage? Yeah, you could do. I just went off-roading this last weekend, and we did a total of 50 miles of off-roading. You just don't, when you're going off-roading, you're not racking up a crap ton of miles, generally speaking. So like the whole day we went through an eighth of a tank of gas. You just really don't go through a crazy amount, especially if you're leaving from, like if you're camping somewhere that you can charge up. This is fine. 300 is fine. I've told a bunch of people ask me about dual motor. Will you be able to go off-roading with 300 miles? And I've said, for sure, you'll be able to. So, yeah, that's fine. I mean, you just adapt. Let's see here. Nickel and GM deserve each other. Yeah. Cybertruck is, for what you get, you're getting, I mean, the stainless steel body, which is going to be very durable. I think you're probably getting a much better electronics package, despite all the different traction control mods. Those are really, I don't want to say they're not fake. I mean, they're real. They really do something, but they're just different kinds of traction control. Adding them is not that hard to add once you have the software to do it. So I would be really surprised if the Cybertruck doesn't have the capability to do the different traction modes for different types of off-road or condition, like snow and ice versus sand versus mud. But even if they charge extra for it, it's probably going to be like, $300 or something. I don't know. It's just a software thing. All right. Yeah. 2024 for 80K. Yeah, I agree. This is a huge validation of the Cybertruck. I think that's going to be the takeaway on this, is that when you look at the specs and the price of the Cybertruck relative to this sort of the first entry that anyone's put out there, Cybertruck thrashes it. And it's thrashing it they're already saying, well, we're giving you a head start of 4 years because we're not even going to be able to put out a legit competitor to the dual motor until, I guess 3 years. So, wow. Yeah. Let's see. Why get one when the same person you get two? Well, Hummer's a status thing. I think they'll sell just fine. My guess is they probably are expecting to do annual production of like 50,000, 25 to 50,000. I think they'll see this like a Corvette. So you're going to there's a lot of people that really don't like the aesthetics of the Cybertruck, that this kind of performance they'll be very interested in. It'll be a status thing. I think you'll get I think they'll sell out of there, that's my guess. They're probably talking about 25 to 50,000 annual unit production. And I think they'll sell just fine. Cause they're just going after a totally different market, super niche, super high end. They don't have to sell a lot. Again, like a Corvette. I wouldn't buy it, but, yeah, they might go bankrupt, but that doesn't mean they go out of business. So they went bankrupt, whatever, 10 years ago. And here they are. They're still here. So bankruptcy is kind of like a get out of jail free card for the automakers. Let's see here. Yeah. Yeah, that wasn't a reveal. That was a conceal. I agree. That was a reveal is what Tesla did with the Cybertruck, or what Rivian did with where they actually had the prototypes available for people to look at and see actual prototype vehicles. The fact that they didn't even show a prototype, yeah, conceal. I agree. They might, yeah, they'll probably will. They probably will. As they can lower the price, they probably will. I would be surprised. I think that they're assuming some price reductions in order to get to this level over here. Who knows? Golly, it's so, it's so meager compared to what Cybertruck did, what they revealed, their timeline. Wow. Yeah, I know. Yes, it is just MSRP is just a suggestion, but the reality is the spread. So the price that GM is going to sell these to the dealer is going to be probably whatever $5,000 or $8,000 less than these prices. So the dealer isn't, they're not going to have, they don't have a lot of room except to go up. Oh, yeah, no, I think they'll stay in business. I think going bankruptcy is just, they just get out of debt. They're still pretty profitable on their ICE vehicles. So I think they've got plenty of cash, and I'm pretty sure they're going to get this one out into production. I mean, they're talking about available fall of next year. They've already announced the plant that they're going to be building in, and I believe they've already started the build out process of the factory. So I'm pretty sure this is going to happen. Yeah, no one wants to go through a dealer. That's a whole nother story, right? The advantage of not having to go through a dealer, not just to buy it, but to get all your parts and accessories. So, although I guess you kind of have, I mean, you're still doing that with Tesla, but you're going directly to Tesla. Yeah, underbody cameras. There, a lot of people have asked about adding additional cameras to the Cybertruck, and one of them would be trail cams. If you watch what I'm hoping that the Cybertruck will do, I'm hoping that actually one of the ideas is that they would create a peripheral plug and play infrastructure in the Cybertruck so that you can just plug in different external and internal peripherals, that it would be just like you can with your computer and a USB. So I don't know if they'll do something like that, but it strikes me that if anyone will, Tesla will. And so what would be really cool is if they had some ports that you could just add cameras right onto. I do know that a lot of people have asked them about integrating some kind of trail cam, underbody cam, that kind of thing, because it's a really big deal in off-roading to have full visibility underneath the underbody of your truck. Yeah, it was just a commercial. That's all it was a commercial. It was a long commercial. Let's see. Yeah, they'll probably be around by 2024. If you look at the ramp of EVs in terms of getting to the point when EVs can produce enough batteries in order to displace ICE, you're really probably looking at the mid to late 2020s before there's enough scale where you can really start to see massive disruption. It could happen as early as 2025, but there's just so much, there's so little battery capacity. And even if Tesla blows away what their objectives are, they are making, they'll be making something like 10 to 20% of all the batteries that would be needed in order to switch every vehicle over to EVs. So ICE and hybrid has to be around practically probably for pretty legit for another 5 years. And then we'll just have to see, because what we don't know is how fast will the other battery makers scale and how fast will the other vehicle makers scale. Because it's a big market. So I think 2025, probably they're still going to be around. 2030, that's a bigger question in my mind. Let's see here. It was just an ad. Yeah, it was just an ad. Let's see. One thing, probably, the Hummer will probably be street legal in Europe. I know it's been a question a bunch of people have had about getting a Cybertruck in Europe because it's so big. So there's that. I guess you could probably get one of these and have it in Europe. And also, I think there's some concerns about the angles of the Cybertruck, not making it not pass some of the safety tests in Europe. So we'll have to see what goes on there. Salil, where are you getting all that? Is that for the Hummer? Those specs? Or is that Cybertruck? Yeah, I know what Tony Seba says. I actually am a big fan of Tony Seba. I've watched probably just about every video he has out there. I'm just looking at the ability to scale battery. And if Tesla is having as hard of a time as they're having to scale, and I don't just mean, so you got the plant, then you have the materials, and then you have the rest of the infrastructure for building the vehicles, I think that's pretty optimistic. I haven't seen anybody, including Elon Musk himself, who says that they'll be able to meet the battery production. It's all about batteries. And there's just even the miners, if you've watched some of Sean Mitchell's stuff, the miners, they can't expand capacity on things like nickel and lithium nearly as fast as we want them to, and as fast as demand is. It just takes time to ramp up this stuff to scale. So I think Tony is directionally right. I think he's probably wrong on like the fact that I just can't see in 5 years. I think that the Hummer will be better than the Cybertruck off-road where space is an issue, especially if the Cybertruck does not incorporate some kind of torque vectoring enhanced steering. I think it's going to be slightly narrower. I think it's going to be shorter. Those give you some advantages in very particular off-road environments, chutes and real steep switchbacks. And there's some other places where shorter is better. So, that's a limitation though of kind of all full-size trucks. I wouldn't like that. To me is just inherent in the size of the Cybertruck, which is why I'm extremely confident they probably already are developing the smaller version of the Cybertruck, both for overseas markets, but also the midsize truck, the Tacoma Ranger pickup truck space is actually the fastest growing segment in all vehicles, passenger vehicles. So most segments are shrinking, but that segment is actually growing. And so I am fairly confident that we're going to see, I would be really surprised if we don't see something from Tesla about, some people are calling it the Wolverine, smaller version of a Cybertruck. To me, that makes more sense even than the $25,000 vehicle for a bunch of reasons. But because of how easy it is to manufacture, because of the fact that that's a growing segment, because you can get a premium price, for a bunch of reasons, I think a smaller Cybertruck is gotta be coming out very soon, year or two, I would think, at least as far as an announcement. Well, yeah, 35 with the capacity to go to 37 is what they announced. What they do better right now, the one thing is the enhanced steering. That's the main advantage it has over the Cybertruck, is the fact that it's got four-wheel steering and it appears as though it's going to have torque vectoring. So Tesla hasn't said anything about those things. So I also wonder if a plaid version Cybertruck may not have something like four-wheel steering. So I could see Tesla offering another trim level on the Cybertruck. So like a 4-motor, with tank turn and some other stuff for another 10 grand. I could totally see that as something that Tesla decides to do, because they don't really have to, they don't have to do any, it's not more battery. So they can get a premium without it being a demand on their batteries. Press back and scroll down to off-road. Okay. Back and scroll down here. Do they list the specs out somewhere, or do I have to watch the off-road specs? Okay. Thank you, Salil. Okay. Ground clearance, same. I mean, actually, yeah. So it looks like it's standard is 12 inches. And then if you get into a bind, I guess you can raise it. I'm not sure how that works. I'd have to go look. I think this is a better approach angle. Breakover, I think this is slightly better. There's no water fording specs yet. Yeah, some of these things. Okay, if they really can get 13 inches of suspension travel, if you guys remember, I did a video on suspension, and one of the big knocks on air suspension is that they have limited wheel travel. But the guys over at Motor Trend said that it looked like the wheels had at least 12 inches of wheel travel on the Cybertruck. So to me, the fact that they're saying they have 13 inches of wheel travel, suspension travel, means that that's a solvable problem, because they're using an air suspension too. So that's really good, because that's been one of the big knocks with air suspension. So if that's the case and they figured it out, I'm sure Tesla's figured it out. That's very good. This is slightly better, very slightly better, I think, on a few things like approach and departure. And I had a breakover angle calculator for the Tesla, but they haven't actually announced it. Let's see. Are there any other specs on here? Oh, what did I do? Off-road specs. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see any more. Yeah, so no more. Nothing on payload or towing. That's the interior. Wonder why they didn't show much of the interior. That surprised me. I mean, it's fine. It's not bad. It doesn't get me super excited, but yeah. I guess that's it. I mean, Tesla doesn't have much to worry about, that's for sure. Okay. Cybertruck is 35 approach. Okay, and it was like 44, right? Yeah, I thought it's slightly better. So, yeah, and it's got, like, you can see here, they've got the toe rings here, or recovery rings here on the front end. Although, yeah, so I'll bet they probably have some factory accessories that integrate with that, like a lot of people are hoping the Cybertruck will have. So, I mean, I think it'll do fine, but I don't think it's certainly not any competition for the Cybertruck. Off-road, yeah, the 80K one, yeah. Extract is not on the base mode. Yeah, you have to get the whatever the mid-grade one, the $90,000 mid-grade one. So you can get the top of the line Cybertruck with full self-drive and still be cheaper than their cheapest one, right? Because were they at 69 or so? Oh, I can't remember now. What did they? 79,000. Yeah. So you can get the full self-drive Cybertruck tri-motor and still be cheaper than their entry-level model. There you have it. In a sentence, I just summarized the entire there's your takeaway. Says I think 1,000 horsepower. Let's see. Yeah, it's not a work truck, but I think it'll be a pretty good off-road truck. Yeah, I know. That's right. Batteries is going to be the reason it takes so long. So that's my point. Oh, well, yeah, range, price, power, performance, autonomy, every reason we love the Cybertruck. So it doesn't tick any of those boxes. Except probably a pretty competent off-road vehicle. Other than that, I mean, there's still no Tesla killers coming, folks. Let's see. So to get the 15. Oh yeah, because right. Yeah, you don't get the air suspension, whatever they called that. Their adaptive air suspension on the base model. Well, I don't know why I don't know why they didn't do a real reveal. It's a little weird. Maybe they're having Nikola build their prototype. Yeah, I think Cal, you're right. I think from a pure off-road standpoint that the capacity of that mid-grade Hummer to do some of the stuff, especially the four-wheel steering and the torque vectoring, and the fact that it's going to be a little bit smaller, it will probably be a better off-road. But that's only until Tesla announces the whatever you want to call it, the Wolverine or the Cybertruck Mini, and then that will stomp this to dirt. And given the fact that that $90,000 one isn't even available until when? 2023? I mean, Tesla could announce the design for the smaller Cybertruck 12 months from now, and they could still build it and produce it before this thing theoretically becomes available. And I can almost guarantee you that will probably crush this. Yeah, I think that's going to be because it's going to be slightly less expensive to build, whatever, 10 or 15% less than the Cybertruck. It's going to need a smaller battery. It's going to need less materials. So I could easily see the Wolverine truck being $10,000, $5,000 to $10,000 less than the equivalent Cybertruck as far as single, dual, tri-motor. Okay. Yep, I agree. Cybertruck reservation. I'd say this is pretty profound. I'm actually their pace of delivery really surprises me here. So I just think it goes to show you that the Cybertruck is really going to be pretty revolutionary. And just think, they're putting this out 2024. What's Tesla going to have by 2024? Good Lord. It promises to be pretty exciting. Okay. I don't think I have anything else. Let's see. Yep, marketing hype. Let's see. I don't think anything else. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if GM stock will crash, but it'll just gradually grind down. That's what happened kind of last time. We'll see. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, I'm excited to see the Rivian. Rivian still looks like the truck to beat as far as the Cybertruck competitor. It's real. They're out doing testing with it. The plant is up and running. They have lots of funding. And yeah, so I still think that's the Rivian is still number 2 truck out there as far as I can tell. Pickup truck. So, all right. I think that's it. What time is it? Yeah, 41. That's enough. We've gone enough into this topic. So I might have some more thoughts on this after the fact, and after I get a chance to roam around a little bit, I'm going to go watch that Engineering Explained. I like his stuff, so if he covered this, that's interesting. So yeah, I'll probably have some more ideas about this in a week or so. But other than that, no live stream this week. So we'll catch all y'all next week. Bye.